February 29th, 2017 in New Mexico at Fort Selden. This is an old army post, started just after the Civil War, 1865, and it lasted off and on. I think it was decommissioned at least once, but off and on until 1890, primarily for two reasons. One is bandits, and the other is the Apache. Now, they didn't really have too much going on with the Apache, but there was occasional skirmishes in the area. Yesterday, went up into what was called the Outlaw Cave, which is in the direction that I'm pointing now, and that's where William Bonney, or Billy the Kid, and a couple of his compatriots would stay occasionally. And it was also right on the edge of a trail that went up north, wagon trail. Now you can see here, this is another trail, El Camino Real, the Royal Route, or El Camino Real del Tierra Adentro, which is the Royal Road to the internal areas, or the inland kingdom, whatever, inland areas. Mexico City, 13 miles to the left. Santa Fe, 283 to the right. Now, as you see out here, this was an adobe fort. And when it was decommissioned in the 1890s, they took off the roofs, took out the door frames, the windows, and a monument, by the way, here called the Sentinel, donated by those folks. But when they took down all the roofs, the doors, and the windows, that inevitably led to the deterioration of what remained of the fort walls. Now, these were the commanding officers' quarters. And it's a fairly large site as far as frontier forts were concerned. These are the parade grounds. You can see some folks over there in the distance. But as we were told during a brief video they have inside the museum, which was $5 when I came in, was that this was a tedious life out here, and not a whole lot to do. Basically, the vast majority of it was just cleaning up around the base, and then occasional forays out into the country land just to show the presence and check on things, see what was happening. Corrals over here, it says. And the beautiful mountains in the distance. Zoom in a little bit on that. You can see the clouds coming in through the peaks out there, the rugged peaks. And basically, the El Camino Real, up to this point, and they follow the Rio Grande, which is just the hill that you see there, the ridge that you see over there is between here and that ridge. So you're just literally within a couple of hundred yards here of the Rio Grande. And from this point further north, the terrain wouldn't allow them to stay on the Rio Grande. So they had to go inland. It's called Jornada del Muerto, or basically the Death March. It was a long stretch with very limited amounts of water. So this was basically the last spot where you would have easy access to water if you're trying to go all the way up to Santa Fe or San Gabriel, which is a little bit further up. But there you go. A look at Fort Selden in New Mexico by Radium Springs. And it's about 18-20 miles north of Las Cruces. Back to you.